This is a great question. Will AGI kill capitalism? I don't know. I'm going to an AI conference, AI 4, over in Las Vegas next month. And I'm going to sit down with thousands of people and a lot of luminaries in the AI community. I think there's over 100 exhibitors, and we're going to talk about it. And I'm just going to be there to learn and listen. Um, we'll see what is said, what people say. We have an arms race right now with AI that is something unlike anything we've seen in the scientific world. Sergey Brin came out of retirement, and now he's at Google working like a graduate student. And a dude's worth like $100 billion, and he's really enjoyed a more creative and diverse life. And for him to work with that much focus and passion exclusively on the Gemini project, which is Google's answer to ChatGPT, that is an indication of how seriously people are taking large language models and AI. If you look at AI Explained, it's a great channel on YouTube. There are videos that come out weekly about things like, for example, Facebook just released its new Llama model. What is that about? And once Gemini hits, that's going to be a huge sea change. It'll leapfrog GPT-4. GPT 4.5, or whatever the fuck Altman wants to call it, is currently under training. NVIDIA and AMD are in an arms race right now, creating very specialized chips and infrastructure so people can build gargantuan exascale servers to train AI and run the inference systems of AI. I've just never seen an alignment in society moving so quickly towards building this capability. Now, once this capability hits, what it does is for those who know how to use it, it massively improves their productivity. The skill domain for how to use it is called prompt engineering. And if you're curious about it, you can go to GPT trainings, and you can go to Coursera, and Vanderbilt's created a free class on GPT, and you can learn about prompt engineering. And there's techniques like tree of thoughts and chain of thoughts and other things that academia is inventing. And then there's Auto GPT and these other systems. And basically, there's systems where you can give them memory and a goal and internet connectivity. And you can basically tell it something like, I'm interested in mycopesticides that don't impact ants but kill cockroaches and scorpions and whatever. Can you tell me more about that? And it just go off to the mountaintop and come back and give you a lot of raw information. And if you know how to do prompt engineering appropriately and design these queries appropriately, then what ends up happening is you can actually mitigate hallucination, especially when you have a multi-model world. So you have GPT with Llama, with Palm, and you put them together and they challenge each other and they play different roles and they swap roles, and you can do that. Now, once this really gets into motion, those who know how to use it, it's fire from the gods, will use it to gain enormous power. It will have a considerable impact on knowledge jobs. So anyone who is in a support knowledge role, the paralegal, the junior programmer, a lot of people that are connected in IT, a lot of people that are around to manage knowledge, to write research reports, the business analyst, business intelligence, their jobs are just gone. Because imagine if you're a lawyer at a law firm, a securities lawyer, and someone comes to you and says, I want you to pull every securities case that in some way could be related to the arguments that are being made for whether crypto is a security or not a security. How would you go about that? Well, you do research, LexisNexis. Your paralegals would start putting their tentacles out there and pulling articles and looking at articles and lots of keyword searches. Or you can have an AI system just read every legal paper, every legal opinion a judge has ever issued in the history of America. You can understand all of that, and now it has a total knowledge of everything. And then it can look at all the arguments the SEC is making in its enforcement actions of why it's a security, and all the arguments every lawyer has made that it's not a security, and then it, because it has total knowledge of every ruling every judge has ever had, and also can even pull all the stuff lawmakers have had and related cases have had. It can put together a work product, if you know how to structure the prompt engineering, that would be beyond the most brilliant cabal of paralegals, and it can do this in a matter of hours. Give it to you as a mid-level securities lawyer, and suddenly you sound like you're the fucking chairman of the SEC. You're just a brilliant legal scholar. You know everything about securities law. You should go teach at Stanford securities law. And you have that in your hands to give to your client. And it's a product you produced in an hour, a few hours, a day or two. And that's today. Then Auto GPT, give it a goal, give it memory, give it internet access, give it time to pursue that goal. You could say something like, based on all these things and where we're at, start writing legislation to kind of clean it all up based upon where the whole world is at. Look at Mika, look at the Middle East, look at all these other places, and boom, it does that. And it pursues this. That's one use case. Programming, it'll never be creative. GPT 5, 6, 7, somewhere in this range, like 3 to 5 years, will it be a superhuman programmer? Just a formal language. So right now it's kind of like a basic programmer with some intermediate skills, and you can't trust it for critical systems because you spend all your time debugging because it hallucinates. But when that token count goes up to about 1 million to 10 million, and you have a much larger model with more tuning refinement, and you have the models capable of running RLHF, reinforcement learning with human feedback, you'll be in a situation where that model will be equivalent to the best human programmer and very creative, solve things you've never seen before, come up with algorithms on the fly that you'd get a thesis, a master's thesis for, or get your PhD dissertation for, to solve your neon cat, new application. 3 to 5 years, we have that. So yeah, it's gonna have a profound impact on capitalism. Now ask yourself this. Why is it when this capability it's called an exponential technology, just as meaningful, significant as the nuclear bomb, has been invented, and it is going to have such profound impact, starting in the knowledge capitalism world, but working its way into the physical infrastructure when robots come, that this is not priority number one for our regulators to figure out how to handle it on both a national and international level? Why in God's name are we talking about who gets to play a sport and who gets to use the bathroom and Trump being indicted and these types of things in the media? Because deep down inside, the people running the show don't really know what's going on or what to do. And the people who actually run the show, who are behind them that you don't know, you don't see, they've already decided how this is all going to pan out. And they're pushing it in a particular direction. So capitalism is gone, but with it, freedom is gone. Now, the short circuit in the matrix is blockchain, crypto, this industry. Why? Because it gives you control over your data, the field of AI. Gives you control of your money, gives principles. For example, generative AI. It's going to be so good in 5 years that people could make fake videos of me, you, anyone, and most people would believe it. Can't believe your eyes anymore. Can't believe your ears anymore. You're going to get a call from your mom. Sounds exactly like her. Ask a question about something. Tells you to leave your house. Hey, you need to come over to my place. The pipes are leaking. Oh, sorry, man. You leave. The burglar's coming. Why? Because they can generate your mom's voice. That is the reality we live in. Now, how do you get around that? Digital signatures. The AI can't forge it. Well, where's the place we would store all that? DIDs on a blockchain. Self-sovereign identity. Something. Your ownership over the data, what you can do. It's more sophisticated cryptography. Who's the number one driver of cryptographic enhancements? The cryptocurrency space. Think about it. Yet, where is Gary, Uncle Gary, coming down on? Where is our government coming down on? The very people who have a regulatory layer that may have actually some impact on alignment and constraining the behavior or defending us against these capabilities that are being built. And they're trying to put us out of business. Do you think if a politician actually understood these things, they would do that? No, they wouldn't, but they don't. And the people behind them use them as useful idiots to push the world into a configuration that's post-capitalism. And they've already told you the tagline. you'll own nothing and be happy, because they get to define what happy is, just like they do all the other words.